Yada Sibion somewhere Johnny or TVXYZ so and if a power 97.9 FM. A Dwaboase ni Ejumedino. Medindia Akora Kofi Darko sitting in for your regular host Kwaminka. Ofan young Drusu you know Oman Atenase. And a mini opinions from Kubina Riba Church Komo. Issues are who I see Wamamo and your Babaka who has sent the best share in the response. If the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Nodiaba, in response to the minority led protest against the Bank of Ghana, the governor himself, and of course, his two deputies. No, the Bashir wants some number of issues were Hanuma Yebe discussing the day. I was Jumade so. But before that, no, answer I introduce no. I mean, come for a router product in Famau. Router Nupano mi pamuchao. One mania malaria no a drupa papa bet me abuamo. It's as a gift of for a wong atum. Router natural product in a ye ankasa. And JP and a gift from for a sambo wong about to say. Yes, a numeku a woman mema. What there be drew and a sanyarwa chrono. Wong edimuye papa. Anticopa router titanic ni binanom. Na umojana swate ono ebi emre biom famau wasango router live eno ebuasabi mu amwafu aya akase no edro ne betimi aboamu ye ebuama umojana we de efuksan ye kama baby biara ye ton edro router no pa no benya bi ato ho esam boost immune system no upedi we to no afra router natural product e was 0244 503 443 0244 503 443 and you make Kuyen Yafufru be a cajon and another so you did Dwaboase Jumedi Erebremo. So once again, thank you very much for joining us. I am Akora Kofi Darko, sitting in for Kwaminka. It's your fun young Edris. Mammy, me a guest, special guest. No, let me welcome him. I mean, Bisan is an impom et dang. It's sunset. Opening your beer, many dinati ye papa, and anamo oritu, se obesha se, na baton peshasono, and near Mabacosi ye at the amano. Nipa American Assembly, Nipa Biara Keke, Mum, the parliamentary candidate for Sagnarugu constituency. He's Mr. or Honorable Ata Isa. Welcome.
Thank you, my brother.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Yes, I'm doing well.
How's the people in your area doing?
Well, we are living.
You are living?
Yes, in this current dispensation, you can't say that you are okay. But by His grace, we are surviving. Okay, kindly position your microphone very well for me and then speak to it for me. All right. So, like I said, we are surviving. Yeah. In this current economy, you can't really boast that you are okay. But we are surviving. Yeah.
Tell me, what is happening? If you talk about the economy, what is happening in the economy?
So before I say anything, let me say good morning to the people of Sanargo and the leadership of the party across levels. This country is so evident for everybody to see. And the best measure of the performance of an economy is in the size of the packet of individuals and citizens. And you and I know that real income of every Ghanaian has suffered because of the galloping inflation that we have. So generally the country is on its knees, and for us as a political party, we are doing everything possible to rescue this country. So all I will say is that things are not moving well. That's what I will say about the country.
All right, we'll come back to the economy again, but just ended limited voter registration. Let me ask you, at your constituency, how were you able to gather people to go and register? Were you able to register the number of people you plan to, and how did you manage it in your constituency?
It's sad and unfortunate anytime I want to talk about this issue. But even despite the challenges, I will thank my branch executive and constituency executives and for having shown commitment and the zeal to see the NDC return back to power. Let's take it from the perspective of the Electoral Commission. Before the start of the registration, they did a public announcement through a press conference. And the argument was that due to the pending assembly election in December, they were trying to register 1.5 million Ghanaians who are of age 18.
Yeah.
So all political parties went back to work. And for me, as a party in my constituency, we were able to identify close to 7,000 to 9,000 of our potential registrants of age 18 and those who have never had a card. Only for the Electoral Commission to tell us that the registration will be limited to only the district offices. We knew that was a danger because you cannot envisage a constituency like Sanargo sharing the district with Tamale North. Tamale North has a voter population of about 60-something thousand. Sanargo has a voter population of over 70,000. And you expect two constituencies like this under one district to come and register. My place, we had 9,000 potential registrants. On the part of NDC, Honorable Suyini's place too may have equal number. How do you expect us to register this kind of people? We thought, okay, well, since they say they want to register 1.5 million, it means that they've done adequate preparations to ensure that everybody willing and able to register is given the opportunity to register. The first day of registration, we registered only 16 people.
Only 16?
16.
On the first day?
First day. After political parties had been brought, political parties had brought registrants to the center, numbering over 300 people, we could only register 16.
So what was the challenge on the first day?
The first day, the challenge was that one, they gave us only one machine for the entire registration. And two, breakdowns. And I never knew that they could be changing laws in and out on the same day. Small time, they will call, Accra office will call them and say they should resort to online. Another time, they will call them offline. So they were just doing the whole thing the way they wanted.
Before you continue, let me say that on our screen, these are some of the registration processes that happens in your area, in your constituency. So these are number of people sitting down there waiting to be registered. But on the first day, you were only able to register about, how much did you say? 16 people.
Yes. And even, you can see that even the canopies and the chairs you see there, they were all rented by political parties and not the commission. So left onto the commission, registrants would have been under the rain and the sunshine in queues to register to be voted. And that is the challenge. That's why I have a problem with them, the way we treat our own people. Because the right to vote is not a privilege. It's a right that should be enjoyed by every Ghanaian that is willing and able to register. It should be enjoyed. There shouldn't be any restriction placed before them or any conditions. They must be willing and able, and it should be done at the best convenience possible to the registrant. But look at the situation that we had to go through. And you bring people today, and the cost on political parties, this one I'm not limiting it to only NDC. The cost to political parties in bringing registrants from their various communities to the registration center, and that day you have to feed them, you have to transport them, you have to get them water and all those. For them to come unable to register, you have to take them back. The next day you bring them. We ended this registration with less than 2,800 registrants.
In your area?
Yes.
Oh, how?
Yes. Something that on NDC part, we were willing to register 9,000. And I'm sure MPP too might have identified a couple of people. And yet we could do only 2,800. That includes both political parties. So where is the fairness in this? And this was the exact reason that we said, please, the method that you are seeking to do will not help. And the argument is that because it is meant to be for assembly election, it has to be done at the district. And I say, I disagree. Every electoral area has an assemblyman or a woman, true or false. So if you are going to do registration for district assembly elections, why don't you do it on electoral area basis where the voting is done? If they had done it in the 15,000 plus electoral areas, at least it would have been better. But they chose to do it the way they want, and citing reasons like lack of resources and all those things. When we can find resources to do other things, But the thing that guarantees the sustenance of our democracy, we don't have resources for that. So for me, the Electoral Commission hasn't done a good job. In fact, they revised their 1.5 million last week to 700,000. No scientific research. They just said they now want to register 700,000. And after the end of the registration on Monday, they said they had 900,000. It means that they exceeded their target.
So, Honorable, with all these things and what the Electoral Commission is saying, going to 2024, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Because the EC, the initial target, they have revised it, and now they said 700,000. And just this Monday, they brought out a statement saying that they have exceeded the 700,000 to 9,000. The initial target, they could not meet it. What are you expecting going to next year election? Because they have also issued another statement saying that next year they're going to do another registration. What are your expectations?
Okay, so 2023 was not an election year, or is not an election year. So things were a bit linear with them, especially with regards to the ended limited registration.
Yeah.
But I can assure you next year wouldn't be the same, because the argument they put forward was that they are doing this registration because of district assembly election, which is in December. Next year, what reason will they use for the registration?
It will be a general election.
General election.
Yeah.
So the expectation we have is that registration should be done at polling stations, because that is where the voting also happens. Do you get? But let me say this. The future or the sustenance of our democracy, I'm telling you, rests squarely with the Electoral Commission. Next year, it is better for citizens to express their desire and protest through the ballots than resort to violence and gun. So anything in a constitutional democracy, institutions must always do things that seeks to guarantee rights and freedoms of citizens so that they don't think otherwise or raise up alarms.
Okay.
So my appeal and the plea to Electoral Commission is that next year registration process should be smooth. Every Ghanaian, in this case, I'm not referring to only MPP or NDC. Okay. I'm referring to all Ghanaians. Okay. All Ghanaians should be given the opportunity to register. Okay. All Ghanaians should be given the opportunity at a very good convenience to get registered. Okay. And every citizen should be given the opportunity to vote without any hindrance or limitations. Okay. So next year, we believe that the Electoral Commission should know better. But if it is not done, as a political party who is seeking to lead the people, we will stand with the people and defend the people.
How are we going to do that?
You see, I wouldn't want to tell you much about our intentions.
Okay.
But what I will say is that this year, we relaxed a little bit because the argument was that this registration is meant for district assembly elections. Okay. Next year, it is meant for 2024. And that one, we are a party. District assembly elections, we don't contest district assembly election on political party lines. Yeah. So that one, what are you fighting for? Okay. But 2024 will be fought on political parties. Okay. And that one, I can assure you that every Ghanaian willing and able to register will be registered.
But the challenge you faced at your constituency, what your opponents, the NPP, what are they also saying? Are they also blaming the EC, or what's their stand on this whole mess that we've just experienced at the just ended registration?
Well, this one I won't generalize it. What I will say is that some MPP MPs have spoken in defense of the Electoral Commission. Others too have spoken against the Electoral Commission. Okay. But specifically to my constituency, really they don't have people, so they didn't expect that much from us. And you know, Sanargo constituency is our stronghold, and anything that goes bad affects the NDC rather. So what do you expect them to say? When you don't have much to register, the few that they brought, they were able to register them. But for us, we still have a chunk of people that are willing to register. And next year, we'll bring those people back again.
All right. So if anyone joining a higher power 97.9 of course TVXYZ, so a job was in the Jumedino, I de Erebremo or fire your Magnon Atenase, na many honorable Ata Isa or a parliamentary candidate, I will end this Aminukunu demo, I was Agnarugo Abaton Pesiaso, and I know a retreating como young Fiase, Aka in Samahura, Ecoso, I will add the trade media and check what the Abaneviano, and on Waka in Sama. And as a how of fame, I want about 1 pesos honum, and the Kwang will bet me after next year. It should be sent about to Jumakuna and Kasaka said, nice and so, Bessan Buaquino, Mamma Faco, Dino, and Ona, Yegusa, Minino, Eritrean Come on. But let me come back to you this time around. Let's go into the minority led demonstration, which was held just this Tuesday. And they went to the Bank of Ghana, the minority leader. Dr. Kisela to force it to present the petition to the governor, either he himself or any of his 2 deputies. But to our surprise, a director of security came out to receive the petition on behalf of the governor and his deputies. The minority leader, Kisela to force it, says that no, we'll not present the petition to you. And the information the security man gave is that the governor was in a meeting with the IMF. The following day, he came back, rubbishing the whole protest, describing it as unnecessary. And those who led the demonstration or the protest, they are hooligans. As someone who you are putting in place measures to be in parliament, God willing, next year, what do you make of that response?
Okay, so before I respond to that, I want to use this opportunity to salute the leadership of the minority. And the entire minority caucus and the party leadership for demonstrating the zeal to protect our democracy. I think the governor, Dr. Addison's comments were unfortunate. And to say the least, it was a very reckless statement to come from a leader, like the central bank leader. I would say that he lacks emotional intelligence and he doesn't know the current state and the conditions of this country. If he had a little bit of emotional intelligence, he would have known that the country is not sitting well. Any of such statements can trigger an unrest. Look, in a constitutional democracy, there are 3 options you can use to express displeasure. One is using the institutional or organizational legal frameworks that you can use to display or protest.
Okay.
That is through memos, requests for inquiries, and all those. 2 is to resort to court. And then 3 is the use of demonstrations and public protest. All these 3 avenues are meant to cure a problem. And all these programs also means are legal in our constitutional dispensation. They are leaders of parliament. They know all what parliamentary procedures are when they want to achieve a certain target. And they know what protest is also meant to achieve. Massa, why will you describe the leadership of the NDC and the entire minority and the Ghanaians in whose sovereignty resides, you describe them as hooligans? For what offense? For using a democratic means to express their displeasure? Is that what makes them hooligans? Were they hooligans during the Occupy Flagstaff House? Were they hooligans? What type of logic is this? And let's come back to the reasons why they went there. Admittedly, the Bank of Ghana, let me read a portion of the Bank of Ghana's Act, Act 612, for us to analyze it. One of the functions under the Bank of Ghana is 1, promote monetary policy measure towards the stabilization of the value of the currency within and outside Ghana. Let me ask you a question. Has this function been achieved properly? Is our currency stable? What is the purpose of setting up institutions? The purpose of setting up institutions is to achieve its stated objectives. Once the objectives are not met, then what's the relevance of those institutions? You are meant to protect and stabilize our country. You have admitted that the currency is not stable.
Yeah.
You took a currency of 4 cedi 20 pesos, hovering around 12, and it has ever gone to 16 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
You expect Ghanaians to applaud and clap for you for that reckless mismanagement. Number 2, they said here, regulate, supervise, and direct the banking and credit systems and to ensure smooth operation of the financial sector. You and I know that the current financial system or sector is illiquid.
Yeah.
Through your reckless policies, you collapse numerous banks and financial institutions and non-banking institutions that led to job losses of over 50,000 Ghanaians. Forget the absolute number. Look at the implication it has on families. 50,000 households. People have lost their lives. People have now been turned into Uber, Okada ride. Those who were in their comfort of their offices. You destroy banks, you destroy livelihoods, and you expect us to clap for you. Even your own stated objectives, you have not been able to achieve. Look at this most important one.
Okay.
They said, ensure effective maintenance and management of Ghana external financial services. My brother, what is our external position now? We can only cover less than a month's import cover. Less than a month. 0.8 month of import cover. Even 1 month we can't cover. You were booted out of the international credit market.
Yeah.
You were booted out.
Yeah.
And you expect us to keep quiet?
In fact, as we speak now, the BBC is reporting that just in a single year, the Bank of Ghana has lost about $5 billion.
Look, I think a month ago, when they reported through their financial statements, they reported a loss of 60 billion. We wanted to complain. They came with all sort of defense, to the extent that in a period of crisis like this, you are building $250 million headquarters. Now, just yesterday, in the hooligan statement, he himself made, he now said the decision to build the headquarters started in 2019. My brother, if you are building a house and you are hit by a catastrophe, do you proceed?
No.
You readjust.
Yeah.
That's why we have realignment in governance. But these people, they see nothing wrong with themselves. They see everything wrong with any other Ghanaian apart from them. Finally, what I will say here is that the Bank of Ghana is a time bomb. They have destroyed livelihoods of people. They have made investor confidence go low. There is no future for us under these people. And why is President Akufo Addo not talking? People ask, why didn't we send the petition to the person who appointed him or to the minister responsible for the bank? And I was saying, in the constitution, the Bank of Ghana has a specific functions with specific objectives. So if those objectives are not met, they are meant to be independent. If those objectives are not met, the best and appropriate forum to go is the Bank of Ghana. In any case, this government has been characterized by arrogance. That one, starting from the president. The more you complain about them, in fact, it is only in this country that I see that protest means nothing. In other places, protest has led to civil unrest. Protest has led to resignations. Protest has led to so many things, institutional reforms. This country, this government has seen protest as health work and exercise. Instead of them to be commending organizers of various protests to say that at least they haven't resorted to other violent means of registering protests, they are rather using words that triggers people's emotions. So I don't expect much from this government. I know he won't resign. I know he won't resign because even the president who promised that if
he's unable
to fight Galamsey, his presidency is on the line. He has admitted he has failed, and he's waiting for the next president to come and solve problems. And yet he's still president, and he's still bringing somebody to take over from him. So they lack principle.
Okay.
You don't expect much from this government. All we are praying for is good life, long life, and sustenance for us to get to 2020.
Before you continue again, I want you to listen to this tape that we're about to play and give me your comment on it. This was some time back when these same people in government right now, when they were protesting against the then John Dramani Mahama-led administration, they think that things were not being done right at that time. Let's listen to them and let me take your comment on it.
It was very reminiscent of the 70s during a champion's time, which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you know, we really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull as well and make sure that my road is fixed, that I have electricity, that I have water. That is their job. It is not for me to tell the president how to fix the economy. If he didn't know how to fix the economy, why did he run for office?
And as you can see, they are holding placards with various inscriptions.
So, this was when the John Dramani Mahama-led NDC was in government. And this was a group of people calling themselves Occupy Ghana. And the demonstration was done to the extent that they went to the presidency that time and presented a petition to the government. And a deputy chief of staff came out and received the petition on behalf of the president then. Today, these people are in government. Ghanaians are protesting. Not just any pressure group, but a minority group in parliament, which led this demonstration, went there to present the petition to the governor. He didn't come out himself. And listen to what they said. What do you make of it?
So let me say good morning to President Mahama.
Okay.
It just demonstrates how competent and a leader he is. For me, you can't compare President Mahama with the incompetent one we have now. That was a leader. In fact, President Mahama West opponents always applause him. Yesterday, I listened to Canada, Japan.
Okay.
Speaking good of His Excellency John
Hold
Dramani
on.
Mahama.
Let's listen to Kennedy Ejapon again. What he said about JDM yesterday on Star Chat with Bolare. Let's listen to him.
The way he has handled me and the way I have spoken harsh words, I think I have not been fair to Mahama. He's such a wonderful. To extend that, Mahama, former President Mahama, his wife loves me to death. One day, we're in Parliament and President Mahama came. He said, hey, come, my brother, come. You know, the way my wife likes you. He said, if I am not alive, the only man in this country that she would love to marry is Kennedy Japan. Really? I said, wow. Oh, yes. That is how nice this man was to me. And one day, we were on British Airways. I didn't know the wife. The woman kept staring at me from Heathrow. So when we got to VIP, the woman approached me and gave me a phone to talk. Then President Mahama, that time he was vice. He started laughing. Oh, you know, I didn't know your wife. That's your wife.
But you went hard on him.
Yes, I apologize. I'm a human being.
You're a human being. But that is great.
I'm a human being. I think if I recount back in my relationship with him and all those, I think...
you want to say to him that you're sorry?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So...
let me ask you, don't you think they are being hypocrite?
Yes, that's what I said, that they are admitting to it now. When we told them that vote for a leader who can unite this country, vote for a leader who will deliver quality services to you, they were playing politics. He has admitted that he was playing politics. During President Mahama, the current finance minister, you heard what he was saying. In fact, he was just trying to tell us that President Mahama could have made Ghana a heaven. Yet, he is delivering hell. So if he had the temerity, the audacity to protest at the Flagstaff House and had his petition received by a senior officer of government, and today those same people are at the helm of affairs, and we are allowing a watchman to come and receive a petition from the minority. What is so important about the meeting that one deputy cannot come down to receive it? They say IMF. IMF that they promised they will never, today, tomorrow, or forever go to the IMF. Are they saying that the IMF meeting was more important than the sovereign will of the people? Is IMF now better than the Ghanaian worker? Is the IMF now better than a citizen of Ghana? That was irresponsible on their part.
Okay.
And what they did, posterity will judge them. Because you don't expect citizens' civil protest about bad governance and reckless mismanagement to come to present a petition. How many minutes does it take to excuse the representatives from the IMF to come down and receive a petition? And I'm not surprised. He has been a coward since. Look, you know, every year, PAC, Public Accounts Committee, invites state institutions to come and answer to the Auditor General's report. This is their 7th year. How many times has he appeared before PAC? He's like that. Honorable Adongo has filed several urgent questions to the Governor of Bank of Ghana and the Finance Ministry. They don't want to appear
before the committee.
They don't like accountability. But I can assure them the day of accountability is near. So this government in 2016, and that one, I forgive myself and the generality of Ghana for having given the mandate to this try and error government. When President Mahama was the honest and candid leader, he spoke about the current state of the country and where the direction in which he was taking us to. These people said good governance or heaven now. It was like independence struggle. Good independence within the possible time and then independence now. President Mahama was promising heaven items to the free education they are doing. How much were you spending in paying fees and buying things for your ward? How much are you spending now? What is the inflation rate? What is the exchange rate? What is the price of fuel? What's the price of all the major indicators that you can use to measure the health of an economy? Let's situate it in proper perspective. 2016, when you were condemning it, how was it and how is it now? So for me, like I said earlier, we are just praying that God should give us long life. As for 2024, His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama is coming back.
All right, thank you very much. Yani Ora, and I say Honorable Ataisa na Eric Komo, and somebody is watching us live in the Upper East region, and he says that happy birthday to Madam Eunice Amobia Ej. You are a teacher at Mirigu Primary School in the Paga district. You are watching us live in the Upper East region in the OC. Happy birthday, Surunko and Koma, Madam Eunice Amobia Ej, a teacher at Mirigu Primary School in the Paga district of the Upper East region. Thank you very much for following us all the way our Upper East region here. That's it. Honorable. And wrapping up, we have just about some 4 minutes to end the show. What are your plans for the people in your constituency going to next year's election, promising them, or what do you think, what are some of your policies that you think that you put in place to help your people?
Okay, I belong to a political party, and we'll be drafting our manifesto next year. So I know President Mahama is a visionary leader, and he has so much to offer Ghana in his next 4 years. So one thing I will say is that at the national level, for example, my constituency, we need lots of roads. The road network is not good, though it's in the center of Tamale. So my expectation is that when we form the next government, President Mahama will look at the direction of my constituency.
But if you have bad roads in your area, what happens to the government promise of year of road first, second, and then third? What happens to it?
You mean this government?
Yes, because I remember very well that the sector minister, Mwakwata, says that they have constructed about 10,000 kilometers of roads in this country. And we, those that we are criticizing them, we should follow them.
The cutting works, grass cutting for pavements of roads. You and I, we are in this country. Do they know what 10,000 kilometers of roads means? This government, we can't say much about them. So we are about to talk about our next government and what I intend to do for my people. So one is to improve the road network of our constituency, and that one will be done through the central government that will lobby for central government to assist us with development of roads. We also have challenges with institutional infrastructure, schools, hospitals. We don't have, this government is trying to do this agenda 111 in my constituency, which is not really going the way we want. Our expectation is that we will come and modernize this to a suitable condition for our constituents, and also to do numerous polyclinics. We lack those things. Then we still have issues with payment of school fees, scholarships, and all those things. So my focus is on health, education, and employment, and that of community rural development and infrastructure. So I have already laid my plans with them, and the next time I'm coming here, I will come and we'll talk more on my plans. But so far, what we have been able to do even now is that we'll be able to launch an educational fund that seeks to support 4 students from primary 6, JSS1, JSS2, JSS3 up to the university level. I'm currently doing a computer literacy course for my BEC graduates, those who just wrote BEC. They are learning artworks and graphic designs and website designs and all those things. We are doing it. We've also started the construction of boreholes in numerous communities in the constituency. So far, we've done 4, and we are expected to do another 4 next year, early next year. Also, as for school fees payment, we've been assisting, provision of street lights, provision of medical items for hospitals, provision of sanitary materials, health medical screening. In fact, right now, I'm trying to see whether I can organize a breast cancer screening exercise this month. So, for us, all our concern is service delivery and quality of service. We are not like the MPP that do much talk and less work. In fact, Sanargo, let me say this for the entire country to hear. I said it the last time I spoke on a sister station in Tamale, that MPP, you cannot pinpoint one community that MPP can just say that we gave you light, we gave you electricity, we gave you water. There's no single community like that in Sanargo. So the reason why Sanargo constituency has been loyal to NDC is because we care for them. All the good things you see in Sanargo can be attributable to the NDC. And let me use this opportunity finally to thank my MP, Honorable ABF Sene. Whether you like it or not, he's an astute politician, and he has paid his dues to the party. When he came to the constituency in 2012, up to the now, he has extended numerous of communities to join the national grid. He has done provision of water. He has done asphalting. He has done the one MPP said they did
the roads.
Yes, the roads. He has done street lights and beautification of the constituency. And he has taken the constituency to a higher notch. I'm sure anytime you hear ABF say, you remind you of Sandargo, isn't it? So the legacy that he has left, I must commend him for that. And I pray to the Almighty to also grant us the opportunity to learn from their counsel.
All right.
So thank you so much to the media here too.
God
bless you, my guy.
Thank you too for coming. It's way a honorable Ata Issa, or a parliamentary candidate on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress, Sagnarugu constituency. And I know Atchitrin Komono. Honorable, this one is for you. This from Mohammed. I say thank you, XYZ, for hosting our MP, our next MP, George Hine. I say send a TBRano. The NPP will leave power in 2024. George, thank you very much. Baba Ose, I'm watching you live from my honorable constituency, Akora Kofi Darko. Thank you for hosting him for us. Oman Atenase Hana Brenia de Jobe Mami Kwang. Then Dwaboase Jumedia Medi Bremo Free Power 97.9 FM. And of course TV XYZ so no Hana Medi Nyina Besi Ediama Mwenefi Day. Mitine mu makwa menka nyankropon yadoma Joda mu betenenka production team da munyina say. Deputy CEO in charge of operations Midamu Nyina CEO Midamu Nyina General Manager Midamu Ase. Camera crew MC Midamu Ase. Obi biara Midamu Nyina Ase. Kwabena wuku mankasa mi wafa. Mi se Midamu Ase. Technical team Midamu Nyina Ase. Nyankropon yadoma brepem no yebesa ngehia. Kojo Apia Kweno led the production. Lovely Friday. I'm out.